Thank you, Chairman Haynes and members of the committee. My name is Mary Mancini. I'm the Executive Director of Tennessee Citizen Action, and I'm here to speak on behalf of more than 7,000 citizens of Tennessee representing 88 counties who signed a petition urging you to repeal the photo ID to vote law. I'm also here to speak on behalf of those who have been negatively affected by the very real barriers of the law that this law has placed in front of the ballot box. Article 1, Section 5, the Tennessee State Constitution, which gives us our right to vote, states that elections shall be fair and equal. And the artificial barriers created by the photo ID to vote law takes what is constitutionally guaranteed to us, free and equal access to the democratic process, and renders it inherently costly and unequal. So you and I already have driver's license. We could easily vote tomorrow if we wanted to. But if we didn't have a government-issued photo ID, we certainly do have the means to comply with this law, whether it's time, monetary resources, or physical capabilities. But why just us? What differentiates us from the working mom who has to work 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet and doesn't have the luxury of being able to take time off of work and lose wages just to stand in line at the driver's service center? And why is the ballot more accessible to us than it is to rural Tennesseans who don't have very often a driver's service center in their county? Or seniors who don't have a marriage license or a copy of their birth certificate? Or someone with a physical disability who finds it difficult to stand in line for hours at a time? And why do we get to vote at our precinct on election day, but easily dismiss another's right to do so? We've also heard the argument from you that voter fraud exists and it must be combated. But if voter fraud exists, we must treat it like any other crime. We must protect the rights of those who abide by the law first, and then punish those who break it. The photo ID to vote law does just the opposite. The law takes away a person's right to vote as if they had already broken the law, and tells them they have to get a specific government-issued photo ID to get it back. We also know, however, that it's very, very rare for someone to wake up on election day and decide that he or she will vote in someone else's name. The type of fraud that actually does exist, and that this law will do nothing to combat, is election fraud. And that's fraud perpetrated by those in power, whether it be election workers or election officials, rather, or poll workers. There has been fraud in Tennessee, but this law will do nothing to keep that kind of fraud in check. Lastly, in a political climate such as ours, where money equals free speech, this law will take away the vote of the people who very often their vote is the only voice that they have in our democratic process. So please, for their sake and for the health of our democracy, repeal the photo ID to vote law. Thank you.